Welcome to The Cosmic Codex, exploring our science fiction universe. With science fiction author Brian Scott Pauls. AI voiceover created using MicMonster.
Greetings, everyone. This is the Cosmic Codex podcast episode for Thursday, July 23, 2026. I'm Brian, and today we're going to be talking about where I've been for a year. There's a Yiddish expression, man plans, God laughs. Last May, I found myself laid off from my corporate job. I wasn't exactly surprised. For a decade, I ran my own IT business before selling it in 2016. I spent several years working for small IT companies in the Kansas City area. Eventually, I realized I wasn't happy because, for me, working for the owners of small local IT businesses wasn't as much fun as being one. So I decided to return to the corporate fold I'd exited when I took my business full-time in 2006. At first, everything was great. It was a national company based in Denver, largely remote since before COVID. I only had to go to Denver for big company events and to visit clients in the area. And the income stability gave me time to focus on my writing. But 2024 was a bad year for sales. Then the first round of tariffs hit in 2025, giving clients a reason to reconsider contract renewals. The company let their longtime sales director go and hired a new sales director from a competing IT vendor. He immediately started talking about hypergrowth, the period when businesses expand rapidly, even exponentially. In my experience, hypergrowth is good for the top line, but can be bad for almost everything else. Employees, ethics, company culture, professional relationships, you name it. Hypergrowth can be like a cancer, uncontrolled growth that kills the host. So I wasn't surprised when people started losing their jobs. I later learned from an employee still with the company that many of the open positions were being filled by people from the former company of the new sales director. I was one of the newest people in my position, and I knew I was at risk, which is also why I wasn't surprised when I got the call that my services would no longer be required. Fortunately, about a month earlier, a former customer of mine had dropped me a note on LinkedIn. The gist was, he knew I no longer worked for myself, but he needed to find someone like me. He wanted help with his IT. At the time, I'd reached out and politely confirmed that I wasn't in a position to assist, but I said I would keep my eyes open for someone who fit the bill. Well, circumstances had changed. After telling my wife what had happened, I picked up my phone, called my former customer's cell, and the conversation went something like this. Hey, did you ever find somebody to help with the project we discussed? No, I'm still looking for someone. Well, I've got plenty of time now. Within 3 days, I had the first recurring customer for Cloudacy, a consulting business providing fractional chief technology officer services. Cloudacy is even the sponsor of this podcast. If you or someone you know needs professional tech guidance for their author, coaching, or independent publishing business, you can find a Cloudacy link in the show notes. Thank you. Building a business from the ground up, I already knew would be hard. I had to make a difficult decision. I canceled my first ever Worldcon trip to Seattle. I canceled my first ever visit to the Nebula Awards right here in KC. I put the writing I was doing for the Cosmic Codex on hold, and perhaps what hurt the most, I also put the writing for Probability Amplitudes, my unfinished short story collection, on hold. But a year has passed, and I'm making more as a fractional CTO than at the company that let me go. And I miss it around here. So I'm back. I have more control over my destiny, and I'm ready to weigh in once again on this marvelous science fiction universe. And for the first time, I'm recording these podcast episodes myself instead of using an AI narrator. After my time away, I feel the need for a more personal connection with my listeners, instead of this podcast just being an audio version of my articles. I hope you'll stick around. And if I hear a chuckle in the background that could be God laughing, I'll assume it's good-natured and roll with the punches. Thank you, everyone, and have a great week.
Please share your thoughts about this episode by commenting online in the original article at thecosmiccodex.com. You can also find source links in the online text. Don't miss an article. Subscribe today to the Cosmic Codex email newsletter at thecosmiccodex.com. Thank you for listening.